got my strawberry plants planted using the cinder blocks. Got a couple annuals. This is going to be another bed. Just did this today. Gonna rake this out and do perennials in there. Got a couple other beds over there.
Hi friends, and welcome to Starry Hilder's Back to Eden off-grid, fully organic. There's Back to Eden garden today, and all the kudos goes to the originator, Paul Goshi. Okay, probably said his name wrong. His name is Paul. I'm sorry. And he was the originator of the Back to Eden garden method. And when we came out here to this beautiful paradise of 13 acres, we were faced with not good soil. You saw at the very beginning of this video how horrible. It was rocky, it was clay. A regular garden rake didn't work on this site. So what did we have to do? Well, we had to figure out how we were going to create good soil. This is where I'm going to show you guys the soil that we have underneath here. And here's our wonderful pepper plants. What we tend to do with our gardens is we overtill. We overtill and we overwork, and that is the problem with our lack of success. But as you see, I'm moving the wood chips away, and underneath here, look at that. Look at how airy and moist looking this soil is. And if you could smell it, this smells like soil. It smells like minerals. That is what is created when you use the wood chips and you allow nature to do its job. The smell of our garden is overwhelming. When you bite into something. And the other thing I want to point out too, with this Back to Eden layering method, and this is the cool thing, you keep layering and layering and things start decomposing, and over the years, like we have now in our garden, it finally, eventually turns into a rich, organic humus. And what is humus? It is the holy grail. This is what you want in your garden because it is rich in nutrients and it holds in the moisture. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about because you can see what our soil looks like when we peel back extra money. And year after year, you are adding to that soil to what? To help it sustain you. Why all the labor? Why all the labor when you don't have to labor? And that's why we picked the Back to Eden garden method. Simply because God did it right. In nature, think about it. You look in the woods and you look at the ground floor. All the leaves, the pine needles, everything falls down to the earth. And then it builds layers and nothing touches it. But if you dig into that dirt, you know, those layers, what do you get? You get rich humus, and that is the golden standard for garden soil. That's what you want. It is always the goal of any gardener to create a garden that will be productive year after year after year, right? But also, any gardener's dreamed to have soil that doesn't need to keep being tilled, amended, fertilizer added. You know, we don't want soil that we have to work. And this is the big thing for us because, you know, we're getting older. And me and Mr. Hilder, we really wanted to create a homestead that wasn't just what method should we choose, what should we add, what should we take away, all the soil testing. I mean, you can really overdo it when it comes to gardening. But the beauty of the Back to Eden garden method is you don't have to worry about any of that. If you look out in nature and you dig in the forest floor, what do you find? Rich humus soil, and it's soil that is filled with a diverse of microorganisms and earthworms. It's beautiful. And that day, I'm going to be old. I'm going to be an old Starry with maybe white hair, and Mr. Hilder's beard will turn white. I don't know, but it's going to happen. And I can say with 100% certainty that this garden method is still going to be sustaining us and filling our pantry with very, very little work. And I would say, seriously, let me just show you real quickly. The only work that we really ever have to do is haul in, if we need to, more wood chips. Because a lot of comments, and people have asked us, no, I shouldn't say they asked us, they've looked at the garden, and the first comment they say is, wow, good job, that must take a lot of hard work. Here's a secret, people. This doesn't take any hard work at all. And really, I'm not hyping this up. This is the truth. This Back to Eden method, once it's established, my husband has a rake. That's all he needs to take care of this garden, and he spends very little time in the garden. It takes care of itself. God takes care of this method, and that's the beauty of it. And the other thing is, we're in the Panhandle of Idaho. Look it up, people. Our weather has been between 90 and 100 degrees with basically zero rainfall. And we have had to water this garden in the last 3 months 3 times. That's it. So, and we have to conserve in water because we have that spring, and we're concerned about it, you know, getting down to that trickle. So this green, lush, Back to Eden garden, 3 times. That's tiny plants that haven't been watered yet. And I'm just going to show you, even without watering, when you dig your hand in, look at how moist it is in there. It is cool and it's moist. Look at that. Looks good. It looks really good. So the moisture retention to this method really is outstanding. And then once a week, as Mr. Hilder said, water those plants. And of herbs, we got parsley, we got cilantro, we got strawberries, we have, oh, what else do we have here? I mean, you just look. It's an abundant. My peonies came in. I've got some beautiful daisies. I've got some medicinal herbs in here. It's just a great showcase. And the whole floor of this is 100%. Look at these wood chips. Haven't touched these wood chips for years and years and years. Weedless. Is this garden a weedless garden? Well, pretty much. I'm going to say 99% are having problems. They're like, look at the weeds, look at the weeds. Yeah. And they have very little wood chips on, yes. And they're mixing it with sawdust.
Let me show
and
this area here.
We're going to, Mr. Hilder?
Okay, say in our walk path, we have very little wood chip cover. This is, you know, just compost and whatnot. And yes, very little cover. That's where the seed can get a grip in the, you know, I'm sure these, obviously they blow in from somewhere. Mm-hmm. The seed can actually get a grip into the soil. Right. If you look at the rest of the garden here, let me look around. We're going to go to where we have heavy cover. No weeds. Zero weeds. Because the cover is so heavy, this is all properly composted. In fact, ooh, I'm digging down in here and I'm already hitting, look at the roots. Yeah. We don't want to dig down too deep. The roots from the tomato plants have just massively infiltrated out. But the point is, no weeds. Heavier cover, no weeds. No cover, possibly a few weeds.
Yeah, no, or minimal cover.
Minimal. I mean, and the thing is, they're very easy to pull out.
Exactly. So the depth of your wood chips are going to really determine your weeds.
Yes.
And that's why we say this gardening method can be 99% weed free. The house in my garden is quite large and healthy and way ahead of everybody else's. It's just incredible the growth I get. By any means. And look at the size of these leaves. Yeah, look at. I could fan myself. I could make a starry skirt. There's so much material here. I mean, this is crazy. This is insane. Rhubarb shouldn't be this big. Usually rhubarb is smaller. I mean, I've seen some big rhubarb, but this is incredible. And I have to show you. Yeah, okay, so you get the size thing, right? Okay. You have to look at the size of the rhubarb too. It's not just the big leaves and the size, but it is so healthy. Look at how beautiful this rhubarb is. It's gorgeous. Well, thank you, my fellow gardeners, for coming and visiting me and watching the Back to Eden Garden compilation. I hope this sparked your interest and at least showcased the great benefits of this method. Myself and Mr. Hilder are really living proof that this method is sustainable, and it fits in so well with creating that food utopia that we all dream of. And you know what? We've done it, and it's because of the method. I am hoping you friends are really excited about coming back and listening to the rest of the workshop. I will be presenting how to implement the Back to Eden garden and some tricks of the trade that, well, you don't know until you do it. And all of that is going to be included in the workshop, along with not just me, but other experts. I tell you what, it's so exciting. And I love it when we can all gather together and share valuable information that empowers us to be sustainable, take the bull by the horns, and really become independent and, take control of our lives, right? For our families and ourselves. So don't forget to sign up, and I look forward to having you friends back for my own workshop and the other workshops. All right. In the meantime, God bless, and get your hands dirty.